Hello, Year 5 parents, and welcome to today's presentation on the secondary transfer test and all things to do with moving up to secondary schools, which is imminent for our lovely Year 5 children as they go into Year 6. Hopefully, this presentation will include everything you need to know about the process for moving up to secondary school and the 11 plus slash secondary transfer test. If you have any questions at all, please email me or message me on Class Dojo or catch me on the gate. Just going to get rid of my face, 2 seconds. Go. Let's go. Included in this presentation are how to apply for a secondary school place, the secondary transfer test, more information, and how to contact the admissions team. Applying for a secondary school place. You need to apply. This is very important by midnight on the 31st of October. That is the deadline. How to apply. There's this link here. You can also Google moving up secondary school admissions, for example. If you live elsewhere, apply via your own local authority's website, and all you need is an email address. You can apply on an iPhone, iPad, or laptop. Make a note of which email account and password you've used. Use an email address you know you can access even if not at work. You'll be reminded if your application has not been submitted. You can accept the place online, and you will see the outcome of all the school preferences. And the window is between the 10th of September and the 31st of October. Making an application, you need to list up to 6 schools. You can include grammar, upper, all ability, and out-of-county schools. Put the schools in the order of preference. Consider the order of preferences carefully because it does matter. Consider including local catchment schools that you have a good chance of being offered. Do not just put 1 or 2 schools down. That does not work. And you run the risk of not getting the school you want or a school at all. Think about, does your child need to sit or pass a test to be considered for a place at the school? Do you know where your child fits on the school's admissions rules? Have a look at their admissions policy because each school has their own admissions policy and admissions criteria. Do you need to complete a supplementary information form, a SIF for the school? Perhaps due to faith or because your child is eligible for pupil premium funding. Do you live in catchment? Obviously, this is a big deal. Check this on the Buckinghamshire Council website. How will your child get to school? Transport also is very, very important. It will be given to the nearest secondary school, or if it's over 3 miles away, or if under 3 miles, but the route is an unsafe walking route, please check on the website there to find your nearest school for transport purposes. All secondary schools are treated equally. If you qualify for grammar school and you attend your nearest grammar school, you will only be assisted with transport if there is no nearer upper school. Paid for bus tickets can be purchased. So the offer process. Number 1, local authorities share offer information with each other. Each school preference is treated separately. Schools are not told where they are placed on the preference list by the parent. All the admissions authorities apply their admission rules to the children with a preference for their school, and they sort the children into a ranked order. The schools then tell the ranked order to their council. Grammar school preferences are offered to qualified pupils if they get that magic mark of 121 or higher on the secondary transfer test, or if they are successful in their selection review. More on that later on. Where a child can be offered more than 1 school place, the higher ranked preference is offered and the lower ranked preference is declined. So the preferences are important. A vacant place created is offered to another child, so you might lose your place. The process is repeated until no further offers can be made. Children who cannot be offered any of their preferences are then offered a place in the nearest school with vacant places remaining. So if you don't pick a school in catchment, or you only put 1 school, for example, you run the risk of getting a school you did not want your child to be put into. The offer day is the 3rd of March, 2025. The offer email is the 7th of March. You can log on to the portal and accept the place there and then. Offer letters are emailed on the 3rd of March. Follow link to accept the place. All applications are automatically added to the waiting list for higher preferences that could not be offered, but for which a child is qualified. So you might be added to a waiting list of a different school if you didn't get it, but you are waiting for them. You can register an appeal, and you have 14 days to accept the offer. After offer day, you can appeal for any school you've been refused to. This includes where your preference is a grammar school. Your child has not qualified for grammar school. We'll automatically add your child to the waiting list for any school in your application above the school we have offered, as long as it's a school they are qualified to attend. Appeals. Appeals are heard by a panel of 3 people. Panel members are independent and unpaid volunteers who have no connection with the school or the local authority. Your appeal will be held via Teams, and we will explain what you need to do to be present. You can attend your child's appeal, or it can be held in your absence if you prefer. So to summarize, you have to apply between September and the 31st of October for your child's secondary school. Apply, obviously, at the start of their year 6. You apply online. List the schools in true preference order, including grammar schools if you think they're suitable. We strongly suggest you include all your local schools, catchment local nearest schools. Be realistic, understand the rules, use your preferences. Fill in the forms when requested by your preference schools, consider transport arrangements. This is really important. Visit the schools so you feel confident in them and make sure your child gets a chance to visit them as well, or see their virtual tours. And crucially, don't rely on the opinions of others. Schools can change really, really quickly. Some parents might love the school, some parents might not like the school. It's really important to see it for yourself and make your own opinion. So, the secondary transfer test, commonly referred to as the 11 bus. It's a test to determine whether or not a child is suited to a grammar school, and it's produced by the GL assessment team. Buckinghamshire Council undertakes the administration on behalf of the 13 grammar schools, so the children will sit the tests in school. So we administer the tests on the behalf of the grammar schools. So it's going to be sent out. The familiarisation booklet will be sent out in early July. I posted home. Practice test is pretty much the second week back we get into the autumn term. On the Tuesday, there's 10th, and it's done the same week as the actual real thing on the Thursday, the 12th of September. The results are released on the 11th of October, and the deadlines to apply for our schools are the 13th of October. So you could wait until you get the results to apply for the schools. And the school place offers on the 3rd of March, and then they start secondary school in September 2025. Testing takes place in September. They sit the practice tests 2 days before the transfer tests. They will do this in their class with their year 6 teacher, in test conditions, obviously, but we do it in the classroom so the children feel comfortable and with less stress as possible. If any changes are proposed, these arrangements will be published on the grammar school website. The children have to sit the test. No, only if parents want their child to sit the test. So they automatically will be doing the test unless parents opt out. A grammar school will not suit every child, so think carefully about whether sitting the test is going to be a positive experience for your child. Your child's head teacher will ask you if you want your child to sit the test, so they can make sensible arrangements for the testing sessions. So, as discussed, all children will be in the test unless parents opt out. Can you please put it in writing if you want your child to be excluded from the test? There's an email to the safeguarding account saying, "Dear Mr. Tang, I would like my child to not sit the test." It measures verbal skills, including English and verbal reasoning. Mathematical skills includes various areas of mathematics, and non-verbal skills includes non-verbal and spatial reasoning. The familiarization booklet will be sent directly to your home address, not via school. It explains what the questions, test papers, and answer sheets will look like and how the answer sheets should be completed. It includes example questions with answers. It will not be looked at school. This is really crucial. Some parents say, do we prep the children for the test? No, we just do our regular quality teaching and learning. Some schools apparently do practice them. They don't. Schools are not allowed to practice these tests in advance, apart from the official practices. Of course, you can get additional free familiarization materials available from the GL assessment website, but obviously there's loads out there online. There's loads in WH Smith, for example, Amazon. There's loads of materials that children can practice loads before they do the test in September. Coaching. As discussed, Buckinghamshire primary and partner schools must not undertake any coaching or preparation in school other than specified by the grammar schools. So we don't coach our children for this test. We don't allow any coaches to do it on the school site either. Primary schools that undertake testing on behalf of the grammar schools are asked not to tutor or coach children in their school prior to the test, over and above enabling the children to follow the national curriculum relevant for their age. The secondary transfer test is designed to enable all children to demonstrate their academic potential without the need for coaching or excessive preparation. So I know this is a bit of a contentious one, but obviously I know some children are coached or tutored. That's entirely your prerogative, but obviously it should be a test to determine their academic ability and whether grammar schools are suited for them. So on the test days, you've got 2 papers with a nice break in between. Each paper is approximately an hour, including instructions.